Hello, welcome to tonight's episode of Rydes N Vybes. Tonight's episode is not sponsored. However, if you would like to become a Rydes N Vybes show sponsor, feel free to send me an email, send me a DM, or call or text me, and we can make it happen. So, tonight's guest is Miss Lowrider Princess. I think I just saw her join, but before I bring her on, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure that you go ahead and do so. You can do that by clicking the link in my bio, and you'll go to my link tree and it will take you to everything related to Rydes N Vybes. So while I go ahead and get her on, if you'd like to click out and go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, you have a few moments to do so before I bring her in. I'm not a lowrider girl, but in my head, one of these days I'm gonna be able to afford a lowrider. So, hey, young lady,
Hi, how are you?
how are you today?
Good. How's it going?
So let me say this: I had no idea how much lowriders be costing until I talked to TJ from Avenue Convertibles. You guys put some real money, and I thought like on the big rim side, like on the dunk side, it'd be money in them cars. The money y'all put in them lowriders, baby, y'all. Yeah,
It's a lot, and um, it's easy because it starts off with a nice paint job,
right.
and then you want to upgrade that paint job, to candy, and then you want to add some pinstriping, some leafing, and then you want to upgrade your shoes known as your
Right.
rims, and then after that you just get technical. So it's nonstop with these cars. You're always adding, you're always taking away. So I mean, it's pretty dope. It keeps you busy and out of trouble, I guess.
Yeah, but y'all be having engraving all on y'all frames, all kind of stuff. Like this is stuff that I would never. That's not something because. So I'm from the big rim side, so that's not something that they really do on the big rim side. But I'm talking about y'all be spending some real money in them low riders.
It, you know what? It's a lot of work. Just let me. Okay, for instance, on Saturday night, I came back from San Diego. We had a couple and that's money too. My girlfriend and I, we had a couple of cars transported out there, so that's money right there.
Right.
And then, luckily, when I was out there messing with the switches, nothing busted. But as soon as I got home, I was playing with the switches. I was like, yeah, we came back early, let me just mess with it. Boom, something busted in my trunk. Yeah, it was horrible. Um, I believe it was one of the hoses to the block. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what it was. It was a pressure or something. It just popped off the block, and oil was just everywhere. And I had a photo shoot the next day, and I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Luckily, I had my caddy ready to go. So.
So I want to start off with one of my questions, and then I'll get right into the fans' questions. Okay. All right. So tell me how you got started being into cars.
You know what? Since I was a kid, it was just being in the neighborhood. It was just seeing all the lowriders, and you had some that were, primers, some that were done up, but the ones that were done up, I mean, matter of respect, they always got the props because you could tell who had the money in the neighborhood. So that's kind of where I was attracted to, and then especially, come on, Easy E, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, those videos really
Right.
enhance like that type of era where, if you had those cars and you could pull whoever, whatever you wanted to, you're rock stars, or should we say rap stars,
Right. Right.
So,
So
yeah.
how did you get the name Miss Lowrider Princess?
I had that name since the 90s. It was given to me, and this was way back before social media was cracking, before MySpace, before Instagram. Um, I would go to these shows, and these are where, you would go into the mall, you would see the flyers, or word by mouth, the radio, and also there was a website. It was layitlow.com. So
Mm-hmm.
I would go to these shows, and then, of course, like, I was never like the model type or whatever back in the day, but I had these long legs, And so whatever I put on, it just looked like I was there to model when I was there to manifest, try to get my cars. But
Okay.
it just happened to be where people started posting, I saw the Lowrider Princess here. Oh, the Lowrider Princess here. So that name was given to me by the Lowrider community in the 90s. It was pretty dope.
So when you got the name Lowrider Princess, you didn't even have a lowrider at that
I
time.
didn't. No, no, I didn't. I thought that was dope, And till this day, because there's people Midwest, and there was like a lot of people that were online from all over the world. And it feels good because, they'll reach out, they'll say, comment, glad to, see you still in the game. Look at you now. Like, it's pretty dope because I was young,
Right.
you know?
Well, like you said, you just manifested, and this is the thing, right? Just because, and I tell this to people all the time, because I started my show back in 2019, right? So at the time I started my show, I only had my Camaro, my daily driver,
Nice.
and I had fixed up old schools with like my brother and my ex a couple cars, but I had never done one myself. So over the course of this time, I said, okay, you know what? Everybody called me the G Body lady anyway because
Oh,
I sell G Body parts. So guess what? I'm
yeah.
gonna go ahead and get me a car. I'm gonna go ahead and get one. I'm gonna go ahead and listen. Let me just tell you something. I got mad respect for people who fix them cars up because baby, this car, I ain't have no gray hair when I started building this car.
And now you got a whole head of
Yes.
great hairs or
Yes.
what?
If it wasn't for weave, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but you know what? It's crazy because before I started really getting into fixing up the cars and stuff, like I was just happy with a clean ass paint job and some rims. But then I was like, okay, you know what? That's what other cars do. That's what other people do. They inspire you, so it's like, okay, look, we could upgrade this. We could do a little bit engraving here. Oh, we could leaf this out. Some people just have the pinstriping and not the leafing,
Right.
Um, so, it just it makes you want to go out and put your touches and go all out with your car. Before I was spending my money like on traveling. I used to travel. I was going to Jamaica, Cuba, this and that. And those kind of suddenly stopped because now it's like, shit, I want to do this to my car. And it's just not one car that I have. If one's down, I'm trying to fix the other one,
Right.
trying to make it look pretty. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
And for you and for it to be, I think a lot of times uh it women get underestimated in the game. So tell me how what kind of adversity you have faced at being a woman in the lowrider game.
You know what? It would be crazy because a lot of people would just be, I feel like a lot of dudes in the beginning would brush it off like, oh, she's in her man's car, brush it off, and that's where the enhancement, like for doing your car. So for instance, I was like, okay, you can't say girls in the hood. Okay, that ain't my man's car. That's a woman's car. The
That's
plaque.
nice. Speaking
Girls
of,
in the hood. Plaque.
since you already
Yeah,
out there, go ahead. Can we see the cars?
yeah, yeah, for sure. Let me put it around. So this is what I'm saying, like, just putting your touches to it. So my car was just, the voodoo violet that it is without having it, leafed or, it would have just been like, okay, cool, some fool's car, whatever. But when you start adding your touches, you have your plaque, then people pull up and then they get a second peep like, oh shit, that's a girl's car,
Right.
so
Yeah, that's nice.
and I
That's
had some
nice.
other rims custom eyes for her. I don't
Oh
have
my
them here with
goodness.
me.
That is so nice. And not
Thank
only
you.
do you have one car, you have two. I'm like, you just glutton for punishment. You got two cars.
Yeah, this is my Cadillac. As you can see, I got her plaque up, Girls in the Hood. I will be painting her. It's really tough right now. I want to paint her. I just don't know what yet. I did her interior. Watch, I'll show you this one first. So,
Okay.
Girls in the Hood. I did a coffin tuck where they call it tuck and roll or biscuit and wrinkles.
Mm-hmm.
I I wanted to do a little bit something different because A lot of the cars now have like the boat interior.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that, but me growing up in the 90s and just being with, like an older generation of car clubs, I seen a lot of the coffin tech. So I was really inspired by that. So I had my car.
That's nice.
Thank you. And then on this one, I wish the windows were down. I had the interior done on this one. She was a little roughed up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she had tears, but I had all that upholstered.
Oh, thank you. That's she said. They said that's really impressive. Yeah, I say this. A lot of times, women do get really underestimated. Like you say, they always say, "Oh, that's got to be your man's car. That's got to be like, man, really? Why? Because women don't have good taste. Women can't fix up cars. We got money just like men. We got taste just like men. We got, we know what shops to go to. We know, in some cases, some women even do the work themselves.
Yeah. And you know what? I wish I could be more hands-on. I've tweaked my cars a couple times when they've stalled or, little minor things, but definitely I wish I had the time to really work on my cars. There was even a point where I wanted to go back and take an automotive class
Mhm.
just for myself, just to have, just to have that knowledge.
Right.
And I'm still thinking about it. I'm just so busy. I'm just like, shoot, when can I squeeze those classes in?
Yeah.
You
I was,
know?
I was telling my homeboy the other day, I said, all that stuff that I took in high school, I took criminal justice, I should have been taking automotive, I should have been taking all the stuff, I should have been taking a trade
Yeah.
instead of taking all that. What was I taking home ec for? I don't even like to
Yeah.
cook.
And then I love to cook, but yeah. And I was just telling my girlfriend, I'm like, shoot, I'm getting itchy hands to take these courses,
Right.
just to have. And don't get me wrong, I'm a busy woman, and I mean, it feels good just to have someone, look at your car, pay somebody to just get it out the way, especially when you're running a household, work, kids, the whole nine yards. So it's a lot, but it is a lot of money too.
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. When every time they would call me from the shop and say something, my car needed something else, it sounded like that noise your cash out make when you get money. That's what it
Mhm.
sounded like to me every single time. I'm like, oh Lord, I don't want to. If I probably could have done sold that car and got the money out of it that I done put in, I probably would have sold it. Cause baby, that thing. Let me tell you something. When
Hey,
I finally finish that car, I will never build another car again. Built not bought is way overrated for me. Now I'm just speaking for me.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
how to
yeah,
work on cars. I
yeah,
have to pay somebody to do all that stuff. Now, if I knew how to work on them, a lot of people have the cheat code because they can work on their own cars.
yeah,
Me, I gotta pay somebody, and that it is not cheap, and it's getting more expensive by the day. I gotta pick out what rims I'm gonna put on my car. Now, with all this stuff going on with the world, it's getting more and more
yeah.
expensive every day.
Yeah, Chrome went up. Everything's going up, certain car parts are getting harder to find. It's crazy. I remember when we're able to just even buy an Impala and G bodies for like 5,500, 4,500. Now everything is overpriced. Everybody wants like 20 grand plus.
Right.
So
For
I'm like,
for some garbage. It ain't even. They ain't the cars ain't even.
yeah. Yeah, and then I have a project in the back. She's a 65 rag, and I was supposed to touch her years ago, and I haven't even gotten to her because building this one from the frame, frame off from bottom up, and it's a lot. It's very time consuming, and it takes a lot of money, especially if you have a few cars on the side, not just one.
Right.
So.
So in Cali, is it predominantly low riders, or are y'all in the big rim world as well? Is it mostly low riders?
They have mainly lowriders. They have big rims. It's rare, very rare that you see them. You see a lot of, everybody on 13s.
Right.
But I sometimes I take out my Camaro. I have my Camaro on IROX. I love it.
Mhm.
So I'll bust her out at a car show. I mean, she's unique. She's old school. She's the classic. There the last year that, She was built. So
Hmm.
I rock her too. She's a convertible. So and she's sexy. She's on big rims.
So you like them guys? You a car hoarder? You how many cars you got?
I a few. A few. I have a few cars. And you know what? It's crazy. But yes, I absolutely love cars. If I see a car that has potential, I see the beauty in it, and I believe that if you're a car person, you do as well. Like I could be in like for instance, I just gave my 11-year-old daughter I got an 88 Cutlass. She needs a lot of work in the inside, but she's, pretty much clean on the outside. She's all original.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, another car is going to take a lot of time. But I saw the beauty in it. But discussing, the car, I was like, you know what? My daughter's been asking for one. Maybe she could start small, start saving her money and start building this one. And I actually taught her, it was on Mother's Day, this year that we gave her the car. And I also took her she took me for a little cruise. I was showing her how to drive. So she could honestly say that her first car was a 88 Cutlass that, yeah,
Now you speaking my language. I love me a G body.
yeah, yeah.
And you say it's all
G-Body, they're
original?
all original.
What?
Yeah. Yep. All right. You know what? I just had her here. I just took her back yesterday. So I took her back to the office. So I don't store all my cars at my place because then it would just look like well, most people will be like, oh, that's dope. It looks beautiful. But, for me, I'm so used to cars. It just would look like a hot mess with all the cars out here.
Right.
So,
Do me a favor. Can you comment on this on the live so I can pin it? They wanted to make sure they go and follow you. So I need you to
yes, of
comment
course. Yeah.
for me. Just say this is my IG and I'll go ahead and just pin that so people can go follow you. Cause you know what? I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but sometimes now when you click on the live, you can't see who's on the live with the
You,
person,
you know
which is
what's crazy is that they used to connect both IGs together.
right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, before they used to connect both of the IGs, and I see that. I don't know. It doesn't seem like on my side it connected.
I don't I don't know why it's like that now. I feel like the more they feel like they're quote unquote fixing it, the
Yeah,
more they're not.
yeah, yeah.
But you
They're
know what?
they're
We're gonna
doing
just
some
make
weird stuff and taking a lot of things away and a lot of weird tools away, and then you can't say certain things even though you're trying to be funny. They'll like block you. It's weird. That's happened before. I was having a conversation with a girlfriend and they blocked my comment. I was like, what? I was just messing around.
yeah.
Weird.
I don't know. I feel like the more we're supposed to be non-censored, the more that
Yeah.
life is getting censored. I was telling somebody the other day, you remember, I don't know how old you are, but I'm really old. Like I'm really old. But the back in the day, comedians used to be able to say all kind of stuff. Like they could say all kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Now, baby, you better not. You mess around and get canceled. And you're a comedian. Like if
Yeah.
you don't like their comedy or you don't like what they're saying, this is what I tell people all the time. Like that's like if somebody don't like what I'm saying on my Instagram, or somebody don't like what you're saying on your Instagram. Why wouldn't you just unfollow me instead of reporting and doing all that
Yes.
extra stuff? Like, come on, bro.
Not
That's
only that, it's just so funny. It's just that the people that go on there, I mean, like yeah, it's a free country, but come on, why are you gonna go comment at some negative shit on somebody's page? It's like just keep on pushing. But I
right.
just feel like people are jealous and they're unhappy when they have to say off the wall shit.
Well, I think yeah, you're right. Um, and a lot of people are miserable, and I have found out that people just hate you because they're not you, right? Like people just are sad that you are sad, that you are happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they'll see you and say, "Oh, she's always smiling," so that for some reason makes them not
It,
like you. So why
it,
does it bother you that I'm always smiling?
yeah. it ticks people off for some reason, like, oh, she's always going here and she's always doing this and she's always in a, giddy move. Don't get us wrong, we have our bad days, but why are we going to post our bad days? We're trying to keep it positive. Can you imagine, me going on all the time and like, fuck, I got into it with somebody, or fuck, this person cut me off, or fuck. It's just like bringing negativity shit. So whatever negative happens, it's like, I brushed it off, don't bring it up. But the positive shit, yeah, we're going to bring that up. You know what I'm saying? That's what brings light and positivity to you and those around you.
So the girls in the hood, is it you and how many other girls? Just you and your other girl, or?
We have about 6, 7, and then we have actually our club sister. She flew down. She's from Michigan, and she has a Cutlass. And she has it on big rims. It's a convertible, and like, she was like, hey, I've been following you for a few years, and you're basically you attract your people. She was like, I've
Right.
been following you for a few years, and I think you're dope, and would love to join. And definitely, definitely did not want to discourage her either, because there's all type of girls that like all types of classic cars. Your car's a classic, your car's a classic.
Right.
She decides, we rub off on her, and she decides to throw some wire wheels, some, on it, some, hydraulics. Hey, that's on her. But, we accepted her as she is. She reached out. It takes a lot of guts to reach out to women and just be like, hey, you know what? We like your vibe. I, would love to be a part of you. And so she is, and she did, and she flew in, and we met her for the first time this past Thursday. I picked her up from the airport with a couple other club sisters. We went to go eat, and then we had a surprise for her. We because she hasn't been, to Universal Studios, so we had some club shirts made with the Simpsons on it. Took her to Universal Studios. it
Oh,
was it was like so nonstop, on the go. And then after Universal Studio, that was a Friday. The following day, I was like, okay, you're gonna see how we do shit. So we're putting the tent in the car. We're putting the chairs, the tablecloth. So she get to see us, prepared. And it's just us girls, going. And I was like, okay, now this is what we're paying the tow truck guy, because he's taking, my Cutlass, the other club sisters' Cutlass. And, it was a 2.5, 3 hour, 2.5 drives to San Diego. So she got to see it, and she got to feel the vibe and the sisterhood.
right.
So
That was sweet.
yeah, it was. We had a freaking blast, and then she left, and then her flight took off like at 4:30 something in the morning the next day. So I was on a good one.
So,
It's
what part of Cali are you guys in?
San Bernardino. Well, we're everywhere. I'm in San Bernardino. My other club sisters, they're in the LA area.
Okay.
So Los Angeles and the
I'm
IE.
gonna have to come out there. Listen, let me just tell you this. I seen TJ. So I've learned a little bit of y'all lingo, right? So I
Yeah.
know y'all call it hopping, right? So he was hopping his car, and I was thinking to myself, why in the world would you mess up that beautiful car? That car is amazing. Why would you do that?
You know what? It's just something that we love to do, and everybody, I hear shit all the time. Why are you gonna, you just did the interior. Aren't you scared that, it's gonna come off, or, start falling in your paint job, because my car is a candy. You pay so much money for a candy, and then, it's leafing by, Mike Lambertson, and I was like, well, I built it. I want to hop it.
Yeah.
I'll fix it in the long run. I might not be able to have the same person, because he retired. My pinstriper, he retired,
Oh wow.
and he's a legend. He's definitely amazing. Mike Lamberson, but it's just something that I love to do. I'm gonna give my car some licks so people can see that she performs.
Right.
You know,
I'm gonna
so.
have to. I'm gonna have to. You gonna have to let me know when y'all gonna have something. Does your group of ladies, your club, do y'all have events?
Yeah, you know what we did? We had the last event that we had a toy drive. Before that, we had an event for a trunk or treat, and also we asked that people came and brought some warm clothing, gently used or new, for the homeless.
Right.
We do some events time to time, and then we go out and we support other people. At the San Diego event that we went to, it was suicide awareness,
Okay.
and we definitely went there, to show love and support because I feel like we don't have a lot of suicide awareness events, and a lot of people they brush it off. I've seen and read comments and they brush it off like, oh, they don't get no love, they don't get no respect from me. But a lot of people, mental health is very
Right.
important. A lot of people are going through a crisis, whether they lost a child or, a family member. Sometimes those drugs back then, even now, they fry your brain. I have a cousin who's not all there. She used to be my number one cousin, and she did the wrong thing and it fried her brain, and she's never the same no more. She talks to herself and she sees things, and she's schizo now, and off of something stupid, and that wasn't her.
That happened to a guy I went to school with. He was in a club and somebody put something in his drink, and he was never the same. He just walked the streets, and so you have to show people grace, no matter what. Just because their struggle is different than your struggle, you know what I'm saying? I I feel like just because this person used drugs, or just because this person lost their mind, or whatever happened, we just have to learn how to show people grace. And I think that's what the world is missing now. Nobody wants to show anybody grace. Nobody wants to love anybody. Nobody wants to be good to. So when you find people that want to show other people grace and want to be good to people, and are just genuinely nice people, I kind of tend to gravitate towards those people, because sadly and unfortunately, it's really a shortage of good people in this world.
Most definitely. There's a lot of people who are and don't get me wrong, you could be selfish all you want, but when you're rude, unkind, it just you make other people feel bad. And that's where people want to, do suicide, when you're clowning on somebody or when you're putting somebody down and you're, constantly saying the same thing. A lot of people don't have thick skin,
Right.
like, me, I could probably handle a lot. I could take a lot of shit,
Right.
but somebody not knowing, this side of a certain person on how they get down, they hurt themselves,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
Right.
A lot of people are sensitive just to certain things now.
Um, on a lighter note, does it surprise you, the friends and the probably not even just friends, the family you have gained in this car stuff?
You know what? I I love it. I absolutely love it. Matter of fact, my sisters are on here, and you know what? It was pretty cool because when we came back, this is a trippy thing about this is just me being me. So my club sister, we picked her up, took her to the yard house in Rancho Cucamonga. Afterwards, literally came straight up to my house, and I asked her, I said, "Are you hungry?" After we ate, but this is me. My other club sisters were coming. I had another one get off of work. She's a nurse at in LA. The other one, she was with us. She wanted to go grab her daughter. Man, I made enchiladas. I just feel like for me, because I'm going to be on the go these past couple days. For me, I love to cook and I love to bond over food.
Right.
That's the type of homegirl that I am. And you asked if Emma's still in here. Tell me if those enchiladas weren't bomb. So I made enchiladas and I made an avocado dip because my girlfriend's like, I've been wanting to learn how to, and I was like, don't even trip. I have the stuff to make it. So we were bonding over food. And then afterwards, we're like, let's go take the cars out for a cruise. We're all, majority of us are here. Let's go. And we went out for a cruise, and that's the sisterhood. That's the family. You just feel like those are your sisters,
Right. Right.
and then bonding, that's the best part is bonding.
Right.
I feel like bonding over food because I like to eat. So bonding over food and listening to some great music and cruising.
So
So
when I come to Cali, you gonna have to make me some enchiladas now,
I
cause
I got you. You just let me know if you like it medium, spicy, or mild. Because for me, I could do either or. I love spiciness, but a lot of people don't like that much heat, so I could tone it down. But I got you.
I don't eat spicy food at all. But I can't wait to ride down them Cali streets in them low riders and just see everything you guys do. Because here's the thing, while I like I said, I'm normally on the big rim side, I'm just so intrigued by all of the car culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to know a little bit about everything. I want to know a little bit about like the fast and furious type cars, the low riders, the everything it is. Because if you're a car person, you just love it, no matter what it is.
Yeah, you know, it's just something that I you know grew into. I was a kid when I see, this is the difference between me and my kids. For me personally, I wasn't brought into it with my parents. You know, my dad was a single dad. He was gone all the time trying to, make money. As far as my kids were born into this.
Right.
This is their lifestyle, and then for myself, like it just got me through a lot of shit back in the day, just being in the lowrider community. That's how I was able to get my first car. Like I was entering bikini contests. I was banking in whatever I could. I was like, oh shit, got my little car. So my life did revolve around the lowrider lifestyle since the 90s. And it got me out of a lot of trouble. So when you see those memes that says, if you want your kids not doing drugs, blah, 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 give them a project. Yeah, do that. Because they'll keep you occupied.
I don't
It
think a
kept
lot
me
of
occupied.
people understand that. I don't think a lot of people these days realize, even though I'm gonna say, I tell people this all the time and they laugh at me because they think I'm joking, which I'm really not. Doing drugs would have been cheaper for us than these cars. It'd probably been cheaper for us to smoke crack. I swear to God. That's
100%. 100%. But it was like, but if we do that, then we wouldn't be able to have these cars, you
right.
know? So it was like, we had to pick and choose our battles. But,
Right.
but yeah, for sure.
That's life. But them kids, but I cannot believe you already bought your 11-year-old a Cutlass. That is so dope.
Yes, it was given down to her and it's crazy. But yeah, I got it out of here. I was like, well, it's not mine. So I mean, I'm sure I'll take it out if she's cool with it or whatever. But other than that, yeah, man, she's my ride or die. She's like, Mom, I'm gonna go. This is how crazy this little girl is, okay? she's she's been born into this, but there's sometimes I work on Saturdays,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I have to get up like at 4 in the morning, be at class at 6 a.m. And my class there usually run till like maybe 1, 2. So I'll get out earlier with those days. It's car show days, kind of, wrap up my class a little bit earlier. My daughter will want to come sit in my class and then she'll roll with me to a car show afterwards, and I'll take my Lolos too to work and then roll out afterwards. And she loves it.
Oh
she
wow.
yeah, she absolutely loves it. She adores it. She loves the gente that she comes across. And like she has a way of, like, how's Santanera? That's one of my girls that I do the podcast with. How's Chula? Like, it's so crazy. And I just smile. I was like, oh my gosh, she's like a big ass teenager when she's not. She's only 11 and she's asking how these other girls are doing, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is a two-part question. What is the thing that you most love about the car culture, and the thing that you least love about the car culture? So the thing that you probably would change if you could.
Something that I love about the car, you know what? Just unity, just finding people that are like you, I guess, because back in the day I felt like I was an oddball,
Yeah.
because I was like the only, like, back in the day I was like a girl, and it was kind of weird because I was surrounded by a lot of men that were into car. Like, I was inspired by their cars and stuff. So later on, having these other women and stuff, it was pretty cool to see other women that have cars, or we inspire them to get cars, you
Right.
know. So yeah.
Is there anything that you don't necessarily like about the car culture?
Breaking down. Oh my God. Breaking down. I can't fucking stand it. It's like, you got I say I don't care. I mean, I pray all the time, but geez, when I talk to my cars because you just never know. I'm just like, please, please don't break on me. Please don't let a hose pop off. Please don't let that tire pop. Please start. Please have gas in it because my this one the gauge is not working. And so it's just the car problems. That's the least thing. Please don't overheat. It's oh fuck. That's yeah. So if you know, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's my least thing is you just never know when you're gonna get in the car and something's gonna fucking blow up or something's gonna pop,
Right.
Or the worst of it all, because you could be broken down and your radio just played. The worst is when your radio is not working when you're cruising and you gotta listen to everybody else's music. Fuck! You're like, shit. You're like, I hope they change Justin Bieber and put some Easy on. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. But yeah, that is the worst, is not having your radio work.
That's the thing too. These old cars, they gonna break down. Something gonna happen, and they gonna embarrass you at the most. They
Yeah.
gonna
So
embarrass you at the most inopportune time.
yeah, yeah. And that's what happened. That's what happened after San Diego. It was good. She was perform. I was able to, let the people know that she's working, went cruising, also went out of the car show, the San Diego car show, went around the city of San Diego, and then came back and she was doing good. Also hit her a couple times before I put her on the transport, the trailer, hit her a couple times, doing good. As soon as we got home, my club sister from Michigan, she was like, I want to be in your car when you hop it, because I was outside. I was like, don't even trip. So she gets in, I'm fucking hopping it, and then all kinds of fucking shit. I fucking ran. I unplugged my ground. I ran to the back of my trunk. I popped up my my trunk, and I was like, fuck, it looked like the oil had popped out of the block,
Wow.
where it holds the pump together. And I was like, how the fuck did that happen? But I guess it was too much pressure. And she was like, oh, I feel bad. I feel bad. I said, you know what? Don't even trip. Because she knew I had a photo shoot the next day. I was like, don't even trip. I said, let this happen today, because I couldn't pick her up. So she was low, so the switches wasn't working. I wasn't able to pick her up. So can you imagine if I was somewhere and trying to get her on the trailer to get home? We would have been
Right.
fucked.
Right.
So yeah, so I was like, yeah, you know what? Shit happens for a reason. She's home. I'm gonna drive her up to the garage. That's put her back, and then I took out my Cadillac to the photo shoot, and it was still cool. Still
Aw.
got her. Yeah. So things happen for a reason. I was like, look, it was bound to happen. If she didn't do it today, she would have done it yesterday at the photo shoot. It would have been embarrassing, because she busted out a lot of oil.
Wow.
A lot of oil.
Well, you know
So
what though? It's good that you had a positive attitude about it though. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
and
Like,
I could tell like she was feeling so bad, but I was like, look, girl, this ain't our first rodeo. Don't even. She goes, well, it's because I told you how. She goes, you could have told me no. I said, look, I'm glad it happened right now, because it was gonna happen.
right.
It was gonna happen at the photo shoot. So trust me, I'm telling you right now, it was bound to happen. And she was like, oh, okay, and boom, right there. I put a little $300 and I put it to the side. She goes, what's that? I was like, I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but that's how much I start, off with right
Right.
now, because the hose and then taking, the pump, they have to pull the pump apart and see why that should happen. So yeah, but it was bound to happen, and I'm glad it did. So, you
Since
know.
you've been doing the lowrider thing, what's one thing that's happened and you've been like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, or somebody you met, or somebody that might have said something to you and you was like, oh my God, I gotta stay calm right now.
You know what's crazy is that the truth be told is that, you know, when we were younger and we wanted these things, right? We wanted the life of these celebrities, these superstars. And that's what I wanted. I was like, shit, I want to be, I want to have this car. I want that house. I want fine ass bitches next to me. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Gay or not gay. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I just want some sexy girls next to me.
Right.
So fast forward, it's pretty dope. But I had, and I don't want to throw their names out there,
Okay.
but I had, some rappers to hit me up and, hey, can I use your car for this, or can I use that, and and I was like, damn. And these are also legends kids that reached out to me, and I thought that was dope. And some of the time it's like, well, I work, so I just can't jump off or whatever. But I was like, damn, that was always a dream to be like them, but it's not. But now I got the juice, homie. No, just kidding. I was like, but now I got the juice. But no, but that's dope that they're reaching out to borrow one of my whips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm like, yeah, if like, our schedule meets 100%. And there was also, there was a lady, what was her name? Oh my God. Was she the one that played, shit, who was it? I don't, she was up there and she had asked to borrow some women's car too, but that day I was out of town.
Oh man,
So
that
yeah,
sucks.
I'm trying to think. Oh shit. And I was like, oh shit, she had like 2.3 million followers.
It's crazy the stuff that like even now, I sell G body parts, right? And like car jewelry. I sell all kind of parts. So now a celebrity will hit me up in my DM to get some parts, and I'll be like, "Oh, let me check and make sure." No, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta be business, right? You can't break the. You gotta be business. You gotta
Yeah.
stay focused.
Yeah.
But you looking like, oh my god, and you want to say something to tell somebody, but you don't want to be unprofessional, and so in your head you just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my
Yeah.
god, oh my god.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? Sometimes I be wanting to tell the world, but I gotta keep it professional. But I'll tell my club sisters, I be like, guess I'll be like Ezel on Friday. Hey, everybody, Smokey taking his shit, but I ain't gonna tell nobody else. And he's swappies. That's how I tell my club sisters. I was like, this is a person that hit us up, da da da, da, or blah blah blah. And I was like, but don't tell nobody. They said not to tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's pretty dope that these cars, they bring a lot of positivity. They bring a lot of good things. But don't get me wrong, they bring a lot of negativity as well. But you just gotta be mindful and just know how to use, you know, try to defer like what you use your what's negative and what's positive.
Right.
It's kind of hard to explain, but when you have cars, they know. People know.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And the sad and unfortunate side of it is too. We got to be so protective of our cars. You can't just go anywhere and just park the car. You come back and it might be gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I have some girlfriends. So check this out. I have some girlfriends who don't have cars, but they like to party, right? So they'd be like, hey, I'm going to be flying down. What are you doing on Saturday? I was like, oh, I got a car show. Hey, well, when you're done, just come over here. I was like, I have my car. I was like, how you going to want me to leave my car outside of a club or a bar or something? It was like, oh, yeah, that's not going to work. No. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're not, they forget or they're not mindful that these cars, they're just people are taking them from left to right. Every time there's an event, people steal them like this.
I know a guy that got his car stolen from the valet. Now, we all feel like we me and you on the same page,
Yeah.
but
Hi, Chula.
from the valet.
Yeah, so yeah, because it's because I'll tell you why. It has to do with people that are inside the job. Why? Because they know these cars, depending on what car it is. Say you roll up an Impala, oh shit, okay, that's 30, 40, 50,000, depending if what the rag, whatever, SS. So they're gonna call their homie, hey, I have this car, I'm gonna turn the cheek, and that's what happens.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I wouldn't even know.
Listen, you can't. It's so sad. We can't even. You want to enjoy your car and you want to go really wherever you want to go, but you can't do that. You
No.
like it's and it's sad and unfortunate. You be done put all that time and effort into the car, and then you can't even go enjoy it. You gotta, it's like you gotta park the car in front of the window if you park somewhere. And even if you're parking in front of the window, you got to be paying attention to the window to make sure don't nobody get
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's a
there's
lot.
times. Yeah, there's times where we've taken our cars, my club sisters and I, and we take turns. We take turns, and we make sure that it's by the window. We're always rotating. It's an uneasy feeling when you're out of state with your car. That's the only thing that does suck is because now it's like you're babysitting. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, once again, oh, we have security walking around and da da da. I don't know that security person. I
Right,
don't know who they hang out with. That ain't my town. That ain't my city. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
they can never see us again after that car gets stolen. So, like, I'm on game. I'm on top of my game. I'm on top of my shit. Sometimes I will sleep in my motherfucking car. I don't care. We'll take turns, tag team, back again, text, let's again. But my girls, they know. They know we don't fuck around when it comes to our shit. They be tripping. People be tripping out on us.
Do y'all ever bring y'all cars to the East Coast?
That's a dream of mine to take it to. I want to take my car to New York, Times Square. It's a dream of mine.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's a dream to take it out there and just hit the boulevard. But I think I got to take a rag out there.
Mm-hmm.
I got to take a rag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
come. Well, do you ever go to like y'all ever go to like big car shows? None on the East Coast or anything?
You know what? I flew not with my cars. I think the furthest that my car's gotten is Texas, and we're talking about back in the day too. That's the furthest, but actually, I flew to Miami for the Lowrider Super Show about 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
8, 9 years ago, I flew to Miami, and that was when Trick Daddy was performing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I think it was my first time in Miami, and oh my God, it was crazy. I think I was on is it Ocean Boulevard,
Mm-hmm.
Miami, Florida?
I
I don't know, but I got a margarita at the time, and I had like an appetizer. The bill came out to $500. I was
Where
like, good Lord,
the heck you was
500.
at? What restaurant you was at?
I don't know. It was on Ocean Boulevard. It was It
Oh,
was
you was.
like
It
two
sounded like you was in.
margaritas and an appetizer. I was
It
like,
sounded like you
dang.
was in South Beach,
Okay, maybe it was. Yeah, maybe it was South Beach, and
man.
then yeah, maybe it was. But I don't know. I was on Ocean Boulevard because I just remember I walked out. I wanted to catch the street, so I know not to eat there again. And I said Ocean Boulevard. I was like, I'm coming back. They got my ass. I gotta ask for pricing
Oh,
next
I
time.
was just like, boy, right? Hey, when the menu don't have no prices on it, you know it's not a place you should want
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we got my Michigan sister in there, the chat room.
Oh yeah, you gotta come like places like Whips by Wade has his show every year. He's having it. This year is July 26th. That's a big car show. It would be so super dope to see you and your sisters with y'all cars. Just I don't know what you call it, like when it's on one side, like when it's
Oh, yeah, a three wheel.
yeah, when y'all have those and all y'all just got y'all cars sit there. I see it in my head. That's a
And
vision.
where is this show at? July 26th?
It's Atlanta, Georgia.
That would have been dope.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But he has it every year, so maybe y'all can plan for it next year. He
Yeah.
he definitely has it every year, and it's people from all over the world there. I've been going. I don't think I've missed a year. I've been going all 7 years he's had it. As a matter of fact, he just sent me the first post I ever posted. When I first went to when he had his first car show, in 2018. And so yeah, it's a huge show every year. And then of course, there's a lot of people that go to Atlanta for Rick Ross's car
Yeah.
show. Um, and yeah, so it's a lot of shows that will be good for you guys to come to the East Coast and showcase what you do,
Yeah,
the West Coast
definitely.
lifestyle.
If you have any flyers or whatever, let us know. And that was one of the and when we also started the club, my club sister and I, we also wanted to go out and expand because, I mean, you could stay in the vicinity of your town and go city to city to city to city. I mean, I've been doing that since like all my life. Just go to this city, but I want to expand. I want to meet other people. I want to see different cultures of car cultures, and that's definitely on our bucket list. So,
Yeah,
We definitely have to do that, and it is a goal of ours to hit Times Square.
that would be dope. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I could y'all could do a whole photo shoot in Times Square.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I've been out there a few times, but not with my car.
Um, my last question I have, and then I'll let you speak if there's anything that you want to say. When you're no longer doing dealing with cars, what would you like for your legacy to be?
You know what? Just touching people's hearts. Everybody that I come across, there's a story, and I sit there and I listen to their story and I hear them out, and for me too, especially with women and girls, just keep going. Sometimes it could be discouraging, and just keep going, and just keep helping out whoever you can and encouraging one another, you know
Yeah,
and do your own thing. Don't be scared to do your own thing. you know everybody has their own shine.
absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So, those were all my questions. Is there anything else you want to say before we get out
Who
of
wants
here?
to battle me and doing the robot right now? We'll pay
Not
pink
the
slip for the cars, whoever wins. Shit. Just
not
kidding.
the robot.
Yeah, no. Well, just if you have any shows that's coming up in any city, in any state, let us know. We're willing to travel, and we definitely want to get into meeting new people, and seeing what else is out there.
So tell everybody all your handle on all your social media site. What all are you on? We know you're on Instagram, but what else are you on?
On MySpace, I'm
MySpace.
just kidding. I don't even know if it's around. I'm more active on. I have a Facebook, but you can find me under. I believe it's Miss Loretta Princess as well. I'm not active, but I'm active on Instagram. It's MIZZ _ Lowrider Princess, Miss Loretta Princess.
All right, and then you are part of what? Do you guys have
And then
a
we also
page
have
for
a club, yeah, the club page. We also have a club page so you could see our beautiful girls and their beautiful rides and what they do. It's Girls in the Hood Car Club. Girls in the Hood Car Club.
I gotta make sure I go follow y'all. You said it's Girls in the Hood Car Club. Is it
Yes.
with a S or a Z?
It's it with a Z.
Okay.
Girls in the Hood. Yeah, it was pretty, we came up with that name because we're all different girls from different areas, different hood. And
Oh.
then we're gonna be all up in everybody's hood. Hey.
Well, Miss Lowrider Princess, it was so great talking to you. I knew it was gonna be a vibe. One thing I do know, I when I decide who the people that I want to interview, I like follow them, and then I watch them for a little bit, and then I'll be like, okay, is this person gonna be somebody that wants to be interviewed? Because like a lot of people don't really want to be, talk to somebody. They just want to do their thing when it comes to the cars. There's been a lot of people that might say, no, I'm not really, I don't really want to do that. But I am so appreciative that you took time out of your busy schedule to sit down and talk to me today.
No, and I appreciate you reaching out and wanting to get to know my story. And it's crazy, but when my closest, she knows that I'm even though people are like, "Oh my God, you're wild and you're outspoken, you're having fun," da da da. I'm really like, okay, I'm not gonna even say calm and selective because there was be like, yeah, right. But no, and honestly, it was an honor for you to reach out to get to know me and a little bit about my background in the car culture.
Oh yeah, listen. One thing about me, I love getting to know new people, especially when from following your page and watching you. I'm like, okay, she a whole vibe. Like, and I'm thinking that probably all the girls in your club are probably a whole vibe. So when I come, not if,
Yeah.
when I come to
Come
Cali,
on down.
I expect the full lowrider experience.
Yes, folks. Definitely let us know when you're ready. You know, my girls are amazing, and that this is who you attract, your certain vibes. I mean, you could look, the girls that I have, they could have been anywhere. They could have gone at this club, they could have just done solos, but they love the sisterhood. They love the way we mess around. They just we just click, you know. And majority of they're funny. They may not seem funny and quiet because like a picture could tell you a million things, but behind the scenes, they're fucking hilarious and we just crack up all the time. All the time.
Well, I appreciate you again taking time out of your busy schedule. It's been a absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. It was nice meeting you. Nice meeting everybody else that I didn't say hi to.
All right, have a good
You too.
night.
Good night.
Guys, if y'all missed any of tonight's episode with guest Miss Lowrider Princess, if you need to go follow her, I pinned her information, her Instagram down at the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and click follow and follow her. And also follow her car club, Girls in the Letter N, the Hood Car Club. So if you want to see the Lowrider ladies do their thing, y'all go ahead and follow them as well. Thank y'all for tuning in to tonight's episode of Rydes N Vybes. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can catch the full replay on YouTube, and you can subscribe to the YouTube by clicking the link in my bio. See you guys next week for another episode of Rydes N Vybes. Good night.